Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I'm going to talk about the dinar, and I'm going to talk about this September 17th date that keeps popping up. And also too, I want to talk about this whole thing with this Iraqi currency, this $5 bill. Now folks, people always ask me, where can you buy dinar? Well, this link to this Dinar Prophecy Google document will be down below in the description. It has some prophecies in it dealing with the dinar, and also where you could go buy it. All right, and if you guys have another video somewhere, let me know of any type of prophecy dealing with the dinar. I know there's more than just what I have here. It's just a matter of me just getting them all together. There's a few more. But this link will be down below in the description. I have the links here where it shows you where you can buy it. Exchange of America, Safe Dinar, Treasury Vault. I don't recommend buying off of eBay, and I don't recommend or Amazon or anything like that. And the only reason why is because most people who are inexperienced could end up buying from the wrong kind of person. And I'd rather just get mine from an official online exchange. The last resort will be like the eBay and Amazon. Say, for instance, if all the online stores are out, then yes, I'm going to be going to eBay and trying to order some. Obviously, something would have to happen for these online exchanges to be out of Iraqi dinar. Okay, so the first thing I want to deal with is I saw this on Pimpy and I saw this on Currency 365. He did a video on it yesterday talking about it, the Iraq dinar note, getting the community excited. Well, this came from Nader from the Middle East. And from what I understand, and he is somebody who's saying he's from the Middle East and that he has inside intel. And he posted this $5 Iraqi dinar note. And it looks like he just deleted the note. Wow. You guys saw that, right? The video was unavailable. Anyways, I just wanted to deal with this because, we've seen this before in the past. And it's not so much on YouTube, but like in dinar community, somebody will go find an old bill that, and they try to say, look, this is a new bill. So people have tried to fake other people out in the dinar community, or they do it intentionally. I don't know what his intentions were, but if you supply dinar information, the most definitely one of the lessons that people should learn is to look it up before you post anything. Because I've seen people do this before, right? Where they post an old dinar note and say it's a new note, or they've never seen it before, or could it be the lower denominations, right? So that's very interesting. While I was actually recording, he removed the video. But you could go to Johnny Currency 365 video or Pimpy's video, and he talks about it on his channel. So really quickly, I want to deal with Detroit Aaron, this YouTuber. And he talks about the dinar revaluation or something happening on September the 17th. Okay, that is tomorrow. Today's September the 16th. I wasn't going to make a video on it. I don't like working with dates or talking about dates, because 99% of the time they do not work out. So that is one of the reasons why I don't do dates. But I wanted to address it because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are anxious. I have my own opinion when this is going to revalue. Somebody that claimed to have some new, somebody out there claimed to have some prophecies about the dinar, but those dates, that time frame has come and gone. So all those dinar prophecies have to be completely dismissed. But I wanted to deal with this because it is something that it's interesting, but it all remains to be seen, right? So this Detroit Aaron, what he does is he uses what is called gematria to try to predict certain things, numerology. So let me go ahead and give you the definition of gematria. And according to Wikipedia, gematria is the practice of assigning a numerical value to a name, word, or phrase according to an alphanumerical cipher. A single word can yield values depending on the cipher which is used. Hebrew alphanumeric ciphers were probably used in biblical times and were later adopted by other cultures. All right, so this is kind of like numerology, how, and there's different levels of that. People say, oh, I see 1111 or 333 or I'm always waking up at 3 o'clock, you know. You got like the Bible code, right, where you go every 50 letters in the book of Genesis and it spells out Torah, right? So basically you add up the numbers of the letters of a word and it could come up with something, right? And so what he did was he applied this to the Iraqi dinar. Okay, so he's been doing this, I think maybe for like the last month or so, counting down to the Iraqi dinar changing in value on the 17th of September. So I've shared with you folks my opinions and the things that I look at when it comes to prophecy dealing with Iraqi dinar. So with September 17th coming out tomorrow, I feel like that I should deal with this and kind of give you what I have been studying over the years. I've been involved in the Iraqi dinar since 2009. Okay, and I've seen and heard just about everything that could be done with the dinar, just like we talked about the $5 bill thing floating around and people getting all excited and they don't even know that it was an old note. I've seen so much things come and go, but you know, I wanted to do this because I wanted to share again what Kim Clement was saying about the dinar and also other events from me just studying this whole thing with the global currency reset, that there will be a time when the Iraqi dinar changes in value, that will begin the global currency reset. I'm pretty sure there will be other currencies that will go with the Iraqi dinar, but after that would be the next wave would be the Vietnamese dong, right? And that will change in value with some other currencies. So just to kind of go over again, some of the things I see in the prophetic and also in the natural too as well. To be honest with you folks, I don't really see anything out there that leads me to believe that there's going to be a dinar revaluation. It's not to say that they won't change the rate. Hey, tomorrow we could wake up and they've changed the rate from 1,463 to 1 to 1,000 to 1. We could wake up, it could be 1 to 1. In my own walk, I have seen in dreams and visions 1 to 1, 3 to 1, and then a 5 to 1, and then back down to a 3 to 1. That is what I have seen, and other people have actually seen higher than that. I'll get into that a little bit later. The first thing is what Kim Clement said when things seem at their worst, right? In that you could apply that just to Iraq, or you can apply that to the whole entire world. And I think that when Iraq went through what it went through, when ISIS took over a third of Iraq, and you know millions of people that died in that whole entire conflict, you would have thought that that would have been Iraq at its worst. And then we all thought that after the war was over and they needed to rebuild, that we were going to get a dinar revaluation. It was a situation that it did seem like, at least with the Iraqi people, when things seem at their worst. And if you apply that to when things seem at their worst on a worldwide basis, well, we can see the Israeli conflict with Iran and Syria. That's something else that Kim Clement said there will be a grave surrender. We did the research. That grave surrender has to deal with Iran and Syria. And also what Kim Clement said was looking for a break in the Middle East, that / Iraqi financial system. So something is going to happen within the Middle East in the financial system, whether it deals with the whole Middle East or Iraq, that's going to allow Iraq to change the value of its currency. Now, you're not going to get a straight up announcement from the Central Bank of Iraq when they're going to do this. And I suspect since they were going to do this a long time ago that they've already printed out the lower denominations. They should be printed, probably sitting in a warehouse. You remember back in the day when people used to say the ATMs were filled with lower denominations, right? That was one of the biggest lies that was going on in the Iraqi dinar community. And, you know, nobody talks about that anymore. Nobody wants to talk about who was spreading those things around. But as you already know, that when that was not the truth, because if that was the case, then when ISIS took over and raided the banks, I'm for sure lower denominations would have been found in the ATMs and in the banks themselves. Right, so and then also to Iraq breaking away from OPEC. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people should understand, that Iraq needs to break away from OPEC. And they don't need to be under the thumb of Saudi Arabia anymore. I did a video on this already, how everybody thinks Iran is controlling Iraq, but actually Saudi Arabia is threatened by Iraq, and they have done everything that they could do to destroy Iraq. And you will find out, if you go back and watch those videos dealing with Saudi Arabia, who is really behind the terror organization that took over a third of Iraq back in 2014, right? And who would have been affected the most if Iraq was to become a major player in the oil game? Who would have been affected the most? Saudi Arabia. There's also a prophecy that I came across, and I discussed it, about the Saudi Arabia oil fields burning. Saudi Arabia's structure comes under attack all the time. Their opposition is always tossing missiles and stuff, trying to disrupt Saudi Arabia. And they were successful a few times now, but this time when it happens, it's going to be really bad. I don't know when that is going to take place, but that's just something else that I would look forward to seeing before Iraq really takes the #1 spot. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have an RV, but it's an event that I'm looking for. Right? Then we're also looking for a worldwide economic collapse. There's no point of any central bank to revalue their currency, right? Unless there is a reason to, right? Because they would have done it already, right? They're not looking for stability in Iraq for this to take place, because it's never going to be stable. And so that is one of the things that we always have looked to within the Dinar community, was a worldwide economic collapse. At some point in time, the world economy will collapse, and maybe it'll be around the same time as the Israeli conflict with Iran, right? And then there'll be a break in the Middle East. So that's something else that we have not seen yet. And, when I look at the Iraqi dinar revaluation, we say like 3 USD per dinar, being on the same, the Iraqis being on the same playing field as Kuwait. And so, but 3 USD per dinar with a dollar that's not very strong, you would think it would be at $5 or $6 or $7, right? Right? But it's going to come back to its rate that it was before the invasion. So is the dollar really still going to be strong? Or will it get weakened and then become strong before that point in time? And there are prophecies out there dealing with the dinar that it will get as high as $13, right? Anywhere from $8 to $13. Now, and I told you guys, in order for that to see that, I think that would have to be something dealing with the central bank digital coins. The central banks just don't change their currency that quick, going from 1 to 1, 3 to 1, 5 to 1, then back to 3 to 1, and other people are seeing $8 and $13. Can you name one central bank that has changed their currency like that? There isn't one. I think there has to be something else there that makes Iraq change the value, unless it's over a long period of time. Now remember, Kim Clement said nothing, 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 and then sudden change. And it will also be provision for the world. Well, right now, folks, if you look at the world, yeah, it's bad, but we went through a lot with the virus. And now the results of that, we're seeing our economy basically collapse. You've seen countries storming their banks, right? I think in Lebanon was the latest one, right? But all these countries are starting to fall apart. So somebody has to do something to change this. And, revaluing the dinar at this point is not really going to change too much. The system is still corrupted. I think people at this point don't care whether or not, if the system is corrupt, they just want everything to change, and then they're going to come after all your money. I would think that we would see a collapse before we see the dinar revaluation, just from everything that we have looked at, everything that we have studied. So those are just some of the things that I am still looking for to happen before we see a revaluation. And I could be completely wrong. I just wanted to get this out there, right? Because I know a lot of people put their faith and hope in a lot of dates. And so I just wanted to put all that out there of what I am still expecting to happen before the Iraqi dinar changes in value and brings provision for the world at a moment when things seem at their worst. And we're looking for a conflict with Iran and Syria in the grave surrender and a break in the Middle East. Right? And I think part of this has to do with a worldwide economic collapse. You got to give the banks a reason to change the value of their currency. They have no incentive right now to do that. Now, I could be completely wrong, But all that remains to be seen. But anyways, folks, that is all that I have today. I just wanted to discuss some of those things dealing with that $5 Iraqi dinar fiasco that it caused, and also deal with this gematria, which, like I said, I don't completely understand it. I have to do some more research on that. But numerology and stuff, I don't try to follow. So, like I said, I don't play too much into dates anymore, just for the simple fact that dates don't seem to ever work out. But anyways, folks, that is all that I have for today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.